Right then, in this video we're going to use Visual Studio Community, which is completely free, to create a very basic C# console application. Okay, nothing fancy, it's going to be extremely basic, only a few lines, but you'll hear a few bits of terminology and you'll see a small amount of C# which will get you going. Okay, all this program's going to do, it's going to output a statement asking the user their name, it's going to store their response in a variable, it's going to respond using that response. Incredibly simple, but as I say, it'll get you started. So first thing you need to do then, we'll fire up Visual Studio, we'll create a new project. Alright, so if you just hit new project up top left, you need to make sure it's on Visual C# and console application. Okay, so we'll just call this new program. It's up to you, whatever you want to call it, you know, my first program, whatever, and just press OK. Now with Visual Studio being an IDE, it's given us a bit of structure, it's done a few things for us, it's built this bit of the program. Won't go into that in this video, but just all you need to know for this particular one is that everything you type needs to go into this static void main within its curly braces. So everything we do today. First thing I might as well show you is how to do a very simple comment in C#. So we're just going to do 2 forward slashes. There's other ways to do comments for multi-line stuff, but we'll only need that for this. And we're just going to put program starts here, just so we know to put our code here. Okay, in fact we'll put a couple of lines and we'll put program ends here. So as long as we write within here, we shouldn't have an issue, as long as we're within these curly braces. Right, now as I say, this program is going to store the user's name, their response, in a variable. So first thing we need to do is declare that variable. The variable is going to hold text, so it's a string. Okay, so just type string. We need to give it a sensible a name, and since I'm going to store the user's name, we may as well put name. Okay, so squiggly green line, you don't have to worry about. That's just because we've declared a variable which we have not yet used. That's all that's about. What we're going to do then, first thing we're going to do is actually ask the user for their name. Okay, so we're going to use the console class with one of its many methods, and we're going to use write. Now, as you can see there, IntelliSense has popped up, this window here, with write and writeLine. There's a subtle difference between them. On write, it'll ask the question, so what is your name in the console? And when we type, we'll be typing on this line. If we use writeLine, when we respond, we'll be typing on this line. That's all it is. Okay, so it's up to you. I'm just going to use write for this. Open normal braces, open quote. We're going to ask the user their name, so what is your name? If you put a space, then their response won't be written right against our question mark. End statement. We're then going to have to get their response and store it in the variable. So name equals, so that's going to assign whatever we put after this to name. We're still going to interact with the console, so console dot, and we want to read the line, we want to read the statement they've made. So if we use the read line method, so we need 2 braces because it's a method, end our statement. So that's now going to get whatever they typed and bash it into the variable name. Next, again, we want to utilize the console, and this time we're going to write a line that will say hello and also have their name, so you know, hello Anthony. Okay, so console.write. Now, if you write hello, the way you do this is called concatenation. So we're going to use the plus operator to concatenate, to add hello to our variable. Okay, so you put a space after hello, or our name will be right against the O, which we don't want. Step outside your brackets, but still within the brace. Space plus space to be neat. And then the name of the variable that we want to use, so name. With it being C#, we need to hit that semicolon to end our statement. Now at the moment, if we were to run this, it would ask for our name, it would take our name, it would say hello and our name, but it would immediately close, we wouldn't even see the result. So what we need to do is add another line at the bottom, console.readKey, and this will just be waiting for a key before it moves on. So it's going to pause there, so at least we can see our result. Now one thing I will point out while we're on the subject, right, one thing I'll point out now while I can, C# is a strong typed language, which means it's case sensitive. So everywhere I've been putting these capitals, for syntax is important. It won't work without it. So read line will not work with a lowercase l. Okay, so that's important. The other side of that's important is variables and methods that you create. The name you give them is case sensitive. So if I was to put string name and not have that one, the rest of my program, this would not work because that variable would not exist because it would have to be a capital N. Okay, so basically just make sure when you name a variable, you keep its case sensible and you keep that case consistent. Okay, anyway, if you hit F5, it's going to build our debugged version of the program. Pull this over here. As you can see, it asks for my name. So I put Anthony. Hit enter. Hello Anthony. So it's concatenated the hello from here with the variable. And that's it. You've created a very basic C# application. Obviously it wasn't overly complex, but hopefully you learned a few small amounts of terminology. Maybe you picked up a few things you didn't know. So thanks for watching that. Hope it helped. Go on, hit subscribe if you liked it, and I'll hopefully see you on another video.